Congratulations on your new Nobo. We're going to be walking through everything today and showing you how it all works. Starting off at the front here on your jack, you have a light switch. And then up and down, your salesman will walk you through hooking up and towing away. Propane is in here. Left is open, right is closed. If you get your convenience package, the propane will be filled. The battery's going to go right on that metal rack behind there. And then you have a battery disconnect key right here. When that is in the on position, your batteries will be on. If you want the batteries to charge when the unit's plugged in, make sure that this is in the on position. To cut the battery power off, twist it to off. The battery charges whenever the unit's plugged in or whenever your 7-way is attached to your tow vehicle. Pass-through storage is right here. You're gonna have your jack cranks for running these stabilizers down. Got a couple table inserts in there as well for having some extra space setting on the outside. Those will slide on the black rails on the opposite side of the unit, as well as your griddle is over there too, and you'll have a griddle mount, so you can also hang that on that same black bar. Then you have your fresh connection and city connection right here. Fresh water is if you're staying somewhere without direct hookup, you'll fill up at a fill station, stick your hose in, turn the water on. It's going to fill up that fresh tank. You'll have tank level indicators inside, so you know how full it's getting. Once it's full, you can look at the level indicators inside, otherwise the water's just going to start shooting out of here. Turn your water pump on once that tank's full, and that'll siphon water from that fresh tank and run it to your faucets, to your water heater, basically everything. And then the next one below this is your city water connection, direct water hookup. If there's a spigot at your campsite, connect your hose to it, connect your hose to here, turn the water on, that runs water directly into your water lines. Does not go to any tanks or anything, so hook it in here, turn the water on, you'll have water at the faucets. This is your fresh tank drain cap that's going to screw on right down there. You can see that little end, so you'll put that on before you fill your fresh tank up so that that water doesn't drain out on you. Then we got your water heater. You got your anode rod right here. Before you run water from the fresh tanker from the city connection, you'll put your anode rod in right down here. 1 1/16 socket wrench, tighten that down. Once that's nice and tight, go ahead, run your water. This fresh tank, not this fresh tank, this water heater is going to start to fill up. You'll know it's full once water's coming out of the hot side of your sink. While you're waiting for that to come out, you're going to have the hot taps open. That's going to let any air pressure that's building up in this tank out, and then once that's full, water will start coming out. Once that water is coming out, you can go ahead and turn it on. This is a gas electric water heater. The electric switch is right here, and the gas one will be inside. Once that water's coming out of the hot side, you can go ahead and turn it on. So 10 to 15 minutes after you've turned it on, you'll have hot water. For draining this out, you'll make sure you have all your water supplies turned off. No water coming in from the city connection, no water coming in from the water pump, and then you'll come out here, let the pressure off of this pressure release, and then you can take that anode rod back out. All that water's just going to spill over the side, and that's how you'll drain that out. Yeah, just make sure you let that pressure off first, otherwise that anode rod can shoot out at you and you'll get all wet. Down there are your low point drains, hot and cold lines. You'll use those for winterizing. After you've run antifreeze through all of your water lines and down all your drains, you'll open those up and run it until it's completely pink coming out of there, and then you're done. For dewinterizing, you're gonna run water through all your lines, through all the drains, and then come here and make sure that it's completely clear coming out of there so there's no antifreeze left over. Do that 3 or 4 times to make sure you flushed it all out. Then you have your tires here. Those are filled, lug nuts have been checked, ready for the road. Got your furnace exhaust here. It does get hot, so don't touch it if you're running the furnace. Black tank flushes right here. When you're draining your black tank out, which is the holding tank for the toilet, you can hook a hose up here, run water into it, and that's going to shoot water into your black tank to help rinse it out. If there's anything stuck on your sensors or just stuck in there in general, it's going to help push it out. Your sewer drain is right there, and then your tank poles are right there. Pull them out to open those tank valves, push them to close them. You'll drain your black tank first, which is going to be the black handle, which is the toilet tank. And then after you've done that, you're going to drain the gray tank, which is your sinks and showers. It's going to help rinse your sewer hose out. Make sure you got it all out there. Next up, we got where your power cord plugs in. It's 30 amp, just a little push and twist. Tighten this collar down, flop that down on top. Cable satellite right there, run into your TVs. spare tire on the back. There's a backup camera quick connection. If you'd like to buy a backup camera, you can talk to your salesman about that. We also have ladder right here, 250 pounds capacity on that. Little side door. Here's that black rail that I was talking about earlier. That's where that little table X insert is going to slide onto, as well as your griddle. Got an LP quick connection in there for hooking up that griddle. That's going to feed off your front propane tank. 2 outlets, and then a spray port for if you want to have a little outside shower. Other side of your pass-through, there's that curly hose that is going to plug in to this black area right here. Sorry, it's a little windy out right now. But with all that said, we're going to head inside. These steps are going to flip right up into your door frame. They latch in there and you close the door on top of it. Then we got your awning extend retract switch right here, the awning LED light, the porch light, the interior light. So interior, porch light, it's gonna be this one right next to the door. And then the awning LED is that one that's on top there. Awning extend, see it start to go. Once it's all the way out, you'll tell there'll be a little valence that's going to be facing straight down. That's when you know to let go of the button. If you go a little further than that, you're going to create a valley on the end and water can pool up on the top of your awning and stretch your canvas out. You don't want that. Alrighty, right there is fully extended. If you want to pitch the awning whatever way you want the water to run off, you're just going to come over here to this joint and press down. And that'll tip the awning this way. Water will run off the back. Back inside, this is going to jackknife down, and then you can flop your bed down on top of that. You have your inverter down here that's going to convert your battery power over to 120 volts so that you can boondock. To turn that on, just press the on switch here, and then that little green light's going to go away when it's off, and turn it back on. Boom. Light switch, USB ports, GFCI if you need to reset the outlets if they trip. We've got another light switch here, just for a little light right under that burners. Keys are on the sink right here. These great keys are going to unlock everything, compartments and the main doors. Burners, you're going to need a lighter for these. They do not have a lighter on them already, so you just open the gas up and then light it. Light switch on top, fan, the range vent. We got your fridge. This is an electric fridge. Turn it on, press the power button, temperature up and down, fridge temperature, freezer temperature, night mode. Nice and cold right now. This runs off the battery while you're driving. And then if you're boondocking, I would just turn, well, you don't even need to turn the inverter on because it runs off your battery. So we'll go in here, bathroom. You got your solar charge controller here showing you your solar. Once you have batteries hooked up, that flashing will go away. Solar charges your batteries. That's it. And that's just showing you what voltage you're going to be making and regulating how much power that solar panel takes in so that it doesn't overcharge the batteries. Light switch right next to it. Then you get your fan up here. Fan controls are right up in the corner, on and off, and then you'll twist this knob to open that hood up. You have the shower miser in here. That's so you can circulate water so you're not wasting it while you wait for it to get hot. So you can just flip this valve down and that's going to circulate the water behind the shower. Then this blue piece is going to turn white once that water's hot. And then you'll flip this back up and then the water will start coming out of the shower head. Step on the toilet to flush it. Got your bunk beds. This one does flip up if you needed some extra storage space. Then you have your breakers and fuses down below the fridge here. Pop it open. Everything's going to be labeled on here already, so you know what each one does. It is good to take extra fuses with you just in case. RV propane gas and carbon monoxide alarm is right here. This does draw power from your batteries. Even if you have the disconnect flipped when you're not plugged in, it'll still be drawing. So if you want to keep your batteries from dying on you, I would disconnect the negative ends if you're not going to be in here for over 2 weeks. Got your built-in vacuum here. On switch is right there. You're going to be using this one. Otherwise, for the kick plate, you're just going to lift that up, and then you can sweep debris into there, and that's going to run straight into the bag behind there. Only comes with the one bag, so if you throw it away, you'll have to buy a new one. I'm sure you know how microwave works. Pretty simple, just convection one, just like one you'd have at home. All right, behind the dinette here, you've got your thermostat. You're going to press this bottom bar here. You go through your different modes. You got cool, heat, off, and then so once you get to one you want to use, like the air conditioner, temperature up and down is going to be the arrows. So if we turn that temperature up a little bit, then the AC is going to kick on. There it goes. And we'll just shut that off for now because it's already cold outside. Up here are those tank level monitors I was talking about earlier. So that's the fresh tank. As it fills, the red lights will go up until it reaches full. Same thing for your black and your gray tanks. Then this last one's your battery monitor, showing you how full that battery charge is. When the unit's plugged in, it's always going to read full. So if you want an accurate reading, unplug the unit. Then you have your water heater switch for the gas one right here. Flip that on. It has an igniter on it. Just make sure the gas supply is open. It'll light itself. 10 to 15 minutes, that water will be nice and hot. Water pump switch is right here for drawing water from your fresh tank to pump to the faucets. And then you have your heating tanks right here. So if you're camping in the winter, you'll turn those on. That'll warm the underbellies, keep those tanks from freezing up on you. In the little cabinet here next to the refrigerator, you have a lock box. If you need to store anything in there, we'll pop it open for you. It might be unlocked right now. It is. And I'm right. Comes with a JBL Flip 5 Bluetooth speaker, so since it has no radio, that way you can still play some music. Winterizing process on this one. Your water pump's going to be behind this access panel here. You're going to take those two screws off, get to that water pump. There's going to be a cutoff end of hose connected to that water pump. Simply, you're just going to flip the white valve on that hose. That's going to change where the water pump's drawing from the fresh tank over to the end of hose. You'll stick that cutoff end of hose into your jug of antifreeze and then begin pumping it through all the lines, out all of your faucets, through the toilet, down all of the drains, and then out those low point drains, and you'll be all set. Just remember, before you run antifreeze, to put your water heater on bypass. To do that, we're going to go to the back side of this water heater, and we're going to close off two valves. Same white valves as the one that's on that water pump. You just twist them closed. That way no antifreeze can get into there because it's not good for the water heater. And that's going to be right in here. You're going to take those two screws off. You're going to be able to get back there, close those two valves off, and then you're good to run antifreeze through the system. All right, with all that said, congratulations again on your purchase. If you have any questions or concerns, contact your salesperson. If anything were to break on you, make sure you call our service department and they'll help you out. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.